One word to say. Now, of course, our players this game in the bottom right spawning as the red Zerg player. 82 and 66, 55% win ratio. It is Hyjinx able to take that last game with relative ease. And now Hyjinx going to be able to play against his boss man in the top left, spawning as the teal Protoss player. It, of course, is TuckerX, manager and owner of On Fire Gaming. 35% win ratio, repping that Silver League, but I believe, as MPT stated, who is another player on his team, he is in Diamond. Should totally rave about the beautiful Marine skin. I didn't even know there was a Marine skin. So that is news to me. But yeah, so that's going to be the game here. TuckerX looks like he is getting ready for the old Forge Fast Expand. The standard kind of play in A definitely still sees Forge Fast Expands a lot of the time. And I'm not sure, I think Korea is still using more of the 1-gate Fast Expand build. It's kind of a little bit more popular. But honestly, I'm not super familiar with the Korean ladder so much as I am with just like the pro scene and everything. And sadly, I haven't even been able to keep up as much with that as I'd like it. Wow, TuckerX is going to go ahead and go Nexus first here before even dropping that Forge. A pretty ballsy play, especially with just how large this ramp is. A huge ramp, really, for him to keep an eye over. So Hyjinx is going to scout this pretty early here. The spawning pool, he did go, I mean, yes, Hyjinx went hatch first, but don't get him wrong here. He's definitely going to have time to make 6 or 8 lings, and if TuckerX is not just perfect with his building placement, he could potentially be in trouble by some early lings. So we'll see whether or not. More drop frames here. Okay, no, not me dropping the frames, but we are having a little bit more lag there. But yes, TuckerX will need to be very, very careful and strategic with this building placement if Hyjinx decides to punish this. Oh my gosh, this lag is horrible. Oh my goodness, this lag is awful. Who is it? It's about to hit. I don't know, but it's bad. It's bad. Real bad. And it looks like it's cleaned up, so hopefully that will no longer be an issue here. Forge now just finishing up. We're going to see 4 more lanes, so it looks like Hyjinx not going to be doing just like a mass, like 8 lanes or anything like that. And it will just be 4 lanes once again. Cannon going to be about halfway done here. So yeah, he'll be in good shape. Tucker did plan this pretty well. I think the cybernetics core gonna go here. Now, I think that's actually not tight. I'm pretty sure lings can slip through there, so we'll need to be careful with that. Next is now going to be finishing up, and we will be seeing these lings coming across the map here. It seems like every time I go Nexus first, all of a sudden, I got lings running by, my like slowly building. Like, I don't know what it is. It's only for me. Blizzard actually nerfed cannon build times, but only for me, where my cannons take about 210 seconds to build or so. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how long it was. It's in the patch notes. Go check it out. And I die a lot because of it, so I'd really like them to buff my cannon build times, so I don't lose all my games when I go Nexus first. We are going to see the early third this time from Hyjinx. He no longer is picking up those double early gases that we saw him do last game, so I don't think we're going to be seeing that rush timing. More of a standard macro play from our Zerg player. Let's see. I'm going to catch up with my chat in just a bit, because we're going to have a bit of a slow game here as these guys kind of macro up. Let's see. My stream keeps lagging. Yeah, I think that was actually the game. The game was lagging there. That PvP has been working okay for me. Still my worst matchup, Jeff in House of L. Just to let you know, guys, you are not alone. PvP is absolutely my worst matchup as well. There's a pylon, so yes, TuckerX absolutely knows that is going to be the gap of his wall here, so that was planned all along. And what else is going on? Oh, nice. I'm starting to go Phoenix first. He says really catching most people who go Oracle off guard. A lot of Oracle first. Man, I need to get into Masters one of these days. One of these days. This Overlord here, though, from Hyjinx, going to be moving on into the base here. Going to check out everything that's going on. Just kind of positioning up right now in Tucker's main. Of course, for the most part, you'll drop the pylon here. Yeah, there's the pylon in the main. And you'll put the majority of your tech in your main. Or you can tuck it away over here if you'd like. And that's just to make sure that lings that run up to the top of the ramp can't cache whatever tech you're going here. This is going to be expected every single game. Forward cybernetics core gateway, of course. But really, all the juicy stuff's going to be in the main here. So that is what this Overlord is positioning for. And actually, TuckerX a little bit late to well, I guess not really. His tech choice should be coming out extremely soon, if not almost immediately here. Otherwise, he'll hit the point where he's really delaying tech. And he might be waiting for this Overlord to fly through so that he can snipe it. But I'm just not sure. Sentry going to be the first unit here that Tucker is going to make at home after, of course, making the Mothership core and the Zealot and the Stalker, and they're gonna just sit at the third and just enjoy the personal space of this queen. There we go. Zealot gonna go ahead and move forward, start slicing away. No micros so far. Okay, there we go. Hyjinx gonna go ahead and pull that queen back. Definitely would love to keep that queen alive. Nice little time warp there. And he really wants to snipe that queen. He will get the queen. And look at that, a second just ring around the rosy here on these lings. This Zealot also positioning himself quite well in that little huddle of the minerals there, so that he's only fighting one at a time. He's going to get like 7 kills before going down. I think this push absolutely paid for itself. I do not believe, though, a Mothership Core will lose to a queen in a one-on-one fight, so he's going to go ahead and need to pull that backwards. 30 seconds on that time warp bubble, if you're curious on how long that lasted. And it does look like it's going to be a robotic facility here in the back of the natural, and then 3 gateways at the main. So this Overlord's going to see everything that TuckerX is doing, but it's not going to give him a whole lot of information yet. Just seeing 3 gateways being made at the main here could be anything. It could be a Stargate opener, could be Robo opener, and there could be 3 more gateways here at the bottom for an all-in. So it doesn't give him a lot of information, and TuckerX, I believe, knows that that Overlord is there. Either that or he just hasn't noticed it yet because he hasn't sent any sentries or stalkers back. It does look like the old Immortal Sentry all-in is what we're going to be seeing. You can see these sentries starting to pile up here. Our first Immortal about to be chrono boosted out of there. He'll make 3 more sentries if he's going for the parting style. Ooh, be careful. Oh, man, nice timing on that force field. TuckerX absolutely paying good attention there. Micro was on point, and those lings will get shooed on out. This Mothership Core, I love this play, just sending it out and just being aggressive here. It will either force these lings back eventually, or at least a lot of damage. I mean, you can see here, they're not taking, you know, they're definitely taking a non-zero amount of damage, which is always good, and Hyjinx is going to finally go ahead and pull those guys back. And Hyjinx here, let's go ahead and take a look at what he is doing. Layer Tech is done. Roach Warren also finished, and we could see once again another Roach timing, but I think he's really trying to just get that macro up and defend. I'm pretty sure he got one of those lings into the base. He saw the sentries, he saw the Immortal. I'm pretty certain that he knows what is about to happen here. TuckerX is going to be delaying this. He's not going to be doing the parting style Immortal Sentry all-in. He is going to be doing I guess the TuckerX style of Immortal Sentry all-in, and I'm not sure just how all-in it's really going to be. It's going to turn more into a timing push here, because he's going to be able, I think, to take a third behind it as well, because you can see there is quite a lot of money in the bank there. Oracle, oh, here it is. This is what I actually miss, man. Stargate Oracle, my god, I'm sorry. There's a production tab, but I just never look at it. So TuckerX actually going to be going ahead and pulling some Oracles out for this game. I love how much map control Hyjinx has right now with these lings, but he's actually going to miss this Oracle, and it could potentially do a lot of damage to these supply lines. And oh my goodness, look at this timing here. Roach is going to be masked up. It looks like we've got about 20 or so Roaches, as well as a healthy supply of lings that are going to be backing this up. Now, I believe TuckerX does have the magic composition against the Sisters, of course. Any Immortal, a single Immortal, and then you win the game. Now, where is that Oracle? I want to see the damage that is... Okay, it's still up there. Has not yet been scouted. He's going to go ahead and move in with 2. And look at this. TuckerX still using just the Mothership Core to push back and rebuff this army. So good job so far to use this Mothership Core very aggressively. Now, Hyjinx is going to be creeping forward here with Queens and everything, but he's not making anything that shoots up yet. I mean, yes, he is making Hydras. He's teching to Hydra, and he's going to go ahead and drop Spores and Spines in the main. Ah, there we go. The Oracles are in. He wanted double Oracles so that he could take this Queen out very quickly, but the Hydra's already out, and this Oracle harass is too little, too late to do the damage that he really wanted to do. Now, he's going to pull back. He'll probably just come right on back in here, but he needs to be very careful because those Hydras, man, Oracles are literally made of paper. And so he needs to be careful with those Oracles not to just get them destroyed, because that was a lot of investment and not a lot of return, actually. Now we're going to see the robotics base. So I think what happened there was TuckerX went ahead, delayed the push that he would have technically made with just a regular old Immortal Sentry all-in, delayed it, and then was going to try to use these Oracles to probably pull the army out of position and then move forward with the Immortal Sentry. But now Hyjinx been pretty much untouched in his macro all game. He's only lost 2 workers. So he is in a really good spot so far. These rocks going to go ahead and delay this army a little bit longer. If we take a look at the work spot, you can see it's 54 to 64. So TuckerX not too far behind by any means. However, he is, you know, definitely not quite on par with the macro of Hyjinx, simply because he's not on 3 bases yet. And there, look at that, the Mothership Core getting taken out almost immediately which is going to be a pretty big deal. And now this army is coming in from two sides. Two Immortals over here, kind of a big deal, are going to both get taken out if he's not careful. But nice force fields. Now there is a spot for Lynx to squeeze through, but not a spot for those Roaches to get through. And actually, TuckerX, man, a really nice hold here. I'm going to go ahead and back things up just so you can see everything that's going on right now. Hyjinx trying to make that nice multi-prong attack, but he really didn't get the damage that he wanted to do there. And you can see the force field just been so strong for TuckerX with this push. And honestly, his positioning has been quite strong. And I think he's going to push this this entire timing that Hyjinx was going for away. And now he has not been able to drop a third yet. There's the third now going to be coming down. And you can see he is floating quite a lot there in terms of the minerals and gas there. But TuckerX, man, with a strong hold, that would be the game for quite a lot of players, just because it would have been hard for them to decide the right amount of units, the right amount of sentries to leave at that third entrance, and then how many does it need to take to the front. And TuckerX did very well to keep all of these buildings alive, to force field appropriately, and keep everything in good shape. Now, Hyjinx is not behind at this point. He's still got a very strong macro, and he's going to keep the pressure on. He'd love to kill this third, but this army will be taken out. You can see with two Immortals and the amount of Saugers that are here. I will say the Immortals have been sniped pretty quickly, but yeah, I do think TuckerX is going to be just fine. If we take a look one more time at the army supply, there is still a lead for Hyjinx. However, a lot of that is that reinforcements. And you can see those moving across the map here, whereas TuckerX's entire army is right here at the forefront of this attack. So Hyjinx once again going to be pushed back here. Ooh, a couple of Zealots on a bad rally there, going to get taken out. So 300 free minerals for Hyjinx. Never feels good to see those Zealots just die like that. And he is going to go ahead and creep up here at the fort to delay TuckerX's expansion just a little while longer. Now we are going to see Colossus coming out. Definitely a good play. I'm trying to select both. Okay, yeah, so definitely two Colossus on the way here, and that's a great play just because the Hydras are being mixed into this composition now. And honestly, Roaches aren't great against Colossus either because their range is short, and Hydras, of course, just do not have a lot of health and get taken out very quickly by those Colossus shots. Now, if we take a look at Hyjinx's base, he's making quite a few Overseers. And by quite a few, I mean 5. A little bit confusing. Oh, no, TuckerX's army actually a little bit out of position here. That plus, I believe, +2 just got taken out almost immediately. Oh, no. Both of these robotics base might get taken out before the Colossus can finish. Neither of those Colossus is going to get on the field. That is huge. Now, yes, Hyjinx is going to lose about a third of the army or so that he went forward into that engagement with, but he sniped the forwards, he sniped the robotic, 2 robotics base, both building Colossus. Yes, TuckerX gets the money back on those Colossus. He does not lose those. However, now they were almost completed. He would have loved to have those, and he might even lose this third. The DPS from these Hydras and Roaches is very, very high. However, the aggressive blink forward is going to take out this army. However, Hyjinx, I think he's going to wrap around and just target fire this Nexus. Yes, he is. Look at that. Getting the Nexus, and all of a sudden, TuckerX is not in a very good spot here, man. Hyjinx going to go ahead and pull back. He knows he just did major damage. Honestly, those Colossus falling down is a huge deal. And now TuckerX is going to go ahead and move forward. He honestly cannot afford to wait any longer without putting on the damage, because if he does not do damage now, he will not have a tech advantage, and a Hyjinx will just swamp him with, you can see it here, Greater Spire, Broodlords, man. Broodlords with no AoE is terrifying, and TuckerX with Blink Stalkers is going to be able to hold his own against Roaches very, very well. Even the lowly Probe here are going to be taken out in this moment of desperation from TuckerX after taking an incredible amount of damage. The Zealots here are going to do a lot of damage. Nice positioning with the Blink Stalkers. Going to get all of those Zealots on the front lines and tank all of that juicy damage that the Roaches are going to be able to put out. These Stalkers are going to continue to live. He absolutely has to do game-changing damage right now before these Broodlords finish, or TuckerX's fate is sealed, and he will not be able to take this game. Of course, Hyjinx already on 4 bases now, and TuckerX, you can see over here in the minimap. I'm not going to take the action away from this battle, but he is not making another expansion run now. He has not remade that third. He does not have the APM for it. He's concentrating completely on this army. He's trying to make this engagement work. And now you can see the army supplies are even. There's not any very well-positioned proxy pylons. A couple of oracles actually still alive, kind of interesting. And we're going to see them come forward and be able to just add to the DPS there, almost getting sniped immediately by the Queens. But proxy pylons coming out here, he absolutely needs them. He cannot afford to let this army die. And there's another blink backwards. Oracle's going to get on top of these guys and do the damage here to the Roaches. They do pretty good damage to Roaches, even better damage to light units. However, Roaches not being able to shoot up, man. definitely has going to be playing a part here. So the Oracles also have a lot of energy. They're going to be able to fire for quite some time. The Queen there not firing on the weakened one. And now maybe TuckerX is going to be able to move forward here and do some damage. He's trying to get into the main. If he can get to the Greater Spire and take it out before Broodlords, that would be huge. He is on a pain train, man, and it does not break for nobody. The Hydra's here in the back. TuckerX actually doing quite well with his engagement. Blink Stalker is just so strong against the Roach competition, but now more Hydras coming out, and let me tell you, Hydras are very strong against the Stalker simply because the DPS Stalker for Hydra is just very, very strong in the Hydra's favor, especially when you get a good number of them, as well as their range advantage. They do have a little bit of a range advantage, but now more Stalkers coming forward. TuckerX continuing to just try to drive with this army as much as possible. He, like I said, cannot afford to not do this damage. Observer now coming out and going to try to take out some of this creep. He needs to slow everything down that he can for a Hyjinx. He just cannot afford to let Hyjinx sit back and macro anymore. He has a supply advantage right now, and the tech advantage is still only in no one's favor, I should say, as Hyjinx has not been able to tech up to Broodlords, and actually TuckerX is making this push work, man. I actually think that he's going to be able to do it just because Hyjinx now, because of how his reinforcements are not coming in at the best spots, and TuckerX with Blink Stalkers is so mobile, and he's able to keep so many of them alive, he might be able to make this work. Apparently there was a massive supply block with Overlord that I actually did not comment on. Sorry, I actually missed that. I was so much paying attention to the actual army engagement that was happening, but Hyjinx is suffering. He's not making a lot of money. This third has been taken out by just a few zealots, and honestly, I think TuckerX might be able to squeeze this game out, man. I was worried that damage was just going to be too much, but it looks like Hyjinx is just slightly too comfortable on that Roach Hydra composition. Got a little bit greedy with the damage there, and when he lost it all to the nice force field positioning, oh my gosh, he's just going to leave the game. And TuckerX victorious. Hyjinx with a little bit of, maybe a teensy bit of butthurt there.